New polling from Bloomberg shows swing state Americans rank the fentanyl crisis as more important than abortion, climate change, union membership, and the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. Fentanyl is now the #1 killer of Americans 18 to 45. New CDC data shows just how devastating the crisis has become. 107,000 Americans died of an overdose in 2022, which is the most recent data. That's nearly 300 people a day, a 9/11 amount of deaths. You could call them murders every 10 days. Liberty Vittert's here, feature editor for the Harvard Data Science Review, professor at Washington University in St. Louis. Also, as we found out, not only my mother's favorite child, but from viewers, the viewers' favorite Vittert sibling. So welcome back to the program by popular demand. Did this all of a sudden get away from us somehow? How did the fentanyl, how did this become such an issue so quickly?
It hasn't actually been so quick. The Chinese manufacturers that are making these chemicals and the drug cartels that are bringing them in are not dumb. They have been doing this over the past 20 years. If you look at drug overdose deaths over the past 20 years, you see this steady, clear increase in deaths until all of a sudden we have gotten to this maximum stage where people just can't ignore it anymore. 100,000 Americans are being murdered every year by fentanyl, by Chinese manufacturers and by Mexican drug cartels. This is the biggest war on America.
Yeah, and the Chinese, there's reason to believe, know exactly what they're doing. 40% now of Americans know someone who died of a drug overdose. And then you look at where overdoses are the worst. West Virginia, Kentucky, Delaware, Ohio, Tennessee, Maryland, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. What do those, and I think about Kentucky, Tennessee, Louisiana, West Virginia, what do those states all have in common?
They have enormous amounts in common about what's happened over the past 20 years to their workforce. A lot of these workforces has been decimated. People have been desperate. They don't have jobs because of policies, because of administration policies, and they're desperate. I mean, it has been a horrible scourge and really preying. These drug dealers are preying on people who are really desperate in society.
Well, desperate, downtrodden, and forgotten. You think about the working class of America that's been abandoned by both political parties. 1/3 of the swing state voters, this is from the same poll, trust neither Biden or Trump to handle the crisis. One could argue that they're the smartest among us. How much of this, in terms of solving the problem, right, if we want to look forward, how much of that distrust comes from that? What Republicans say, closing the border isn't going to solve it because of the amount that's going to come across. We learned that drugs will always have a demand. And legalizing it, which is Democrats' sort of idea of a way to solve the fentanyl issue, isn't going to solve it. Does that make it one of those inherently unsolvable issues?
Well, it's clear that legalizing it is not going to work. We have seen that in 3 different states, 3 different cities. All it's done is make things worse. So that is clearly not the way to do it. The problem is that we don't yet have a cure, and we are not yet willing to source the money that is necessary to find a cure. You take COVID. In a year, they had a vaccine. When there was enough money put behind finding a vaccine, they found one. We can do that.
A vaccine for opioid addiction would be a fascinating thought. Are you surprised all of a sudden now how big of an issue this is? 80% of voters, you can't get 80% of voters to agree that puppies are cute, and 80% say this is a somewhat or important issue. How significant is that?
Our children are getting murdered. That is what is happening here. American children are being murdered by this drug. And that is one thing that all Americans can get behind and believe in.
All right. Liberty, thank you very much. Brilliant analysis as always. Viewers will be happy. Our parents are watching as well. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.